Today I'm going to talk about my story of why I came to South Africa. The reason why I've decided to talk about my story is because I hear most of the Zimbabweans saying they're afraid to go back home where they got nothing to do there and they don't even know where to start, where to go. So they say Diaspora, they are doing something here, but when they go home, they're going to struggle to start something or do something. But if I tell you my story, I think you're going to understand and you're going to see that there is no difference going back home as well as coming to Diaspora. I came to South Africa, that was 2007. Things were difficult, I was in Eastern Cape after leaving a job as an HR assistant for the government organization. I thought here it's going to be honey and creamy all the way. I thought things were going to flow. I was going to make it since I was educated. I was back in Zimbabwe. I could get hold of South African newspapers. Then I see most of the jobs advertised, fitting my qualifications and stuff like that. So when I came here, I had all the confidence in the world that I'm going to get that job no matter what, since I'm actually different, since I'm qualified to be in a position. But when I came to SA, things were different from the way that I was thinking. I stayed in Eastern Cape. If people know the place called Bekela, that is in Yogi. The first day I arrived, I was with my mom. My mom's friend went to a guy who was doing like a contractor, like cutting trees and stuff like that, for PG Benson. That's a company that is specializing in planks. So when she went there, I got the job instantly. I was still smooth. I was 25 years by that time. It was amazing, when I came from the office job. Now I'm in the forest, cutting trees. We were trimming gum trees, pine trees and stuff like that. And the first day, I was using like a machete. The first day when I went back home, guys, it was watery. I don't know what you call those kind of things that, that comes out of the blasters. Yeah, blasters. It was really something, It was so painful that I thought I wasn't going to go back there, that I wasn't meant for that. But my mother encouraged me that that's the way of life. That's how you have to do it here in South Africa to make it happen. Then I had hope that I'm going to make it. I had hope that I'm going to get my job. This is the starting point for me to get some pocket money. It was difficult, but I had to push through. So I had nothing when I came here. I had nowhere to go. I had nothing to start. I did not know what to do. I was in the foreign land where nobody knows me except my mother was with me. So it was survival of the fittest. It was gambling between making it or not making it. So I stayed on that job for quite some time. Then the contractor saw my potential. And the way I spoke, I was speaking good. They say you got good English, So he promised to take me to do graphic design course. He had a friend that he wanted to connect me. But it didn't happen that way because he was procrastinating. At the time I was asking, he would just say, wait, I'm going to ever do this. Then a friend of my mother's friend came and said, I stay in Cape Town. There are a lot of jobs there. So I can take your children down there, then they can have a better life. Then we traveled from Eastern Cape to Cape Town. We thought we are going to get the honey that we were expecting. My CV is in my bags. My beautiful black suit that I graduated with was in my bag, nicely packed. So when we get to Cape Town, we got here, that was early in the morning. Still, people were still sleeping. So the taxi drove the other way around. We were seeing beautiful houses, quality houses. Then we say, oh, this is the heaven on earth. We thought we were going to stay there. But to my surprise, the guy who was waiting for us phoned the taxi driver to ask about his whereabouts. Then the taxi driver told him the location. Then the guy said, you are lost. You have to turn around and come back this side. Then we turned around. We live in those beautiful houses. Now we're passing ShopRite. Beautiful as it is, you say this is heaven on earth. The moment we enter a place called Mbekweni, yes, first you see houses from ShopRite, beautiful houses. As we enter deep inside, there were houses, yes, RDP house, better, okay, just like Zimbabwean houses, some, it was all right, okay. Then they say, all right, no, fine. Then when he stopped at the corner where the guy was, we unpacked our bags. We took our bags. It was the 405 from Eastern Cape. Then we walked past some houses. Then we started walking past some shacks. Then we assumed that these shacks are meant for chicken. People are actually doing some businesses here. That was my assumption. But to my surprise, the guy took out the key from his pocket. He opened the shack. I thought maybe he wanted to check his chicken if they were okay, but no sound was coming out of it. He opened, we saw the beds in there, 2 beds, one from the other side, some pots, some whatever, ABCD. It was really something. My heart started beating, but I had to swallow my pride because I got no choice. And I had a vision that I'm going to get my job no matter what. Then I'll change my lifestyle. Then that morning, we didn't sleep. We were talking about jobs and stuff like that. But this guy wasn't talking about what I wanted. He was speaking about farm jobs. He said that in the morning, I'm going to take you, show you where you can get the jobs. But you have to be about, you have to be active, because when the truck comes, you have to jump in the truck, because there will be many people there. I'm not used to that. I'm used to be behind the desk, So in the morning, we went down there. Yes, I managed to jump in there. We went to a farm. We started doing like our tomatoes. The same guazu. I see other Zimbabweans, other people, they were making it very quick, fast, like crazy. Because you were paid according to the quantity of the buckets that you actually work, I was so slow. Very, very slow. I think the first day I got a little money, I don't know, was it like 100 or 50, 70 or something, Then I kept going. How many buckets did you make? That is what I really forgot, but it was little money. I think I made about 50 something rands on the first day. I forgot how many buckets I made. But was it sunny? A lot of sun or what? Yeah, it was sunny. It was sunny, but it was something. It was difficult, I can say that. Because you have to pack the tomatoes in a bucket or crate, then you have to carry that and run to the tractor. Then you have to they have to take the bucket, So I pushed, then I went there for about a week. We were staying with the guys, 1 month. I gave up. I said, no. You mean I'm getting a little money and we actually contributing for food. Now it's time to contribute for rent. I don't have any money. I don't have any money for food. So the guy said, no, they cannot help me. Because I chose to leave the job from the farm. So what they did is they contributed money to buy some meat. Fine. They cooked the pap, nice. I was just sitting there. I'm expecting, these are my buddies, these are my guys, What happened was a surprise. They just gave me pap with nothing. And say, we can't give you meat because you did not contribute for that. I bought like knickknacks, a packet of knickknacks. I put in a plate. I was something that I was actually eating sada with the knickknacks. That was very bad. Then the following day, I woke up in the morning. I went to the robot by Mbekweni ShopRite, looking for job. Like the other way, what the other guys are doing. So they were actually running towards the cars, jumping the cars. You see the guys like they're talking to the people, the contractors who are coming there. So you jump in the car. You don't talk about the amount that you want to get paid. When you get there, they tell you they give you 20 rand, 30 rand, 50 rand. I went the first day. It was very, very hot. It was very, very bad. I started working there, and whatever. Then lunchtime we bought a pack of milk, a loaf of bread each. Well, it was two of us with the other guy. After eating the milk, I started vomiting like crazy. I don't know what happened. Then the contractor said, don't come tomorrow. Fine, I went back to the robot again. I was standing there. Then I looked aside. I saw there was Celtic's garage. And I told my friend that, guys, the people I was standing with, guys, I'm going to go try there. They said, no, you can't. Well, that place is for South Africans. You cannot get any job. Many people have tried, but they did failed. So I said, okay, fine, let me go try. I stepped aside. I talked to a supervisor. While I was talking to a supervisor, while he was saying there was nothing for me, the owner came out and he saw me speak. Then he asked me, what do I want? Then I said, I want a job. Then he asked me, do I know how to throw petrol? Then I said, no, I don't know how to, but I'm willing to learn. Then he said to the supervisor, give him a tag, train him. Within a couple of hours, I was doing it myself, 100%. Talking to the customers, making customers laugh. Some of them giving me tips. I was getting some money. And I was throwing petrol without any mistake. I was flowing, and the owner started liking me so much. He started liking me so much, So I got the money that very first day. I bought some meat. I bought like KFC. I went back home. I shared with everybody who was at home. Because my heart wasn't like that, whereby you don't really get anything. So I started working there by Caltex. Got experience, of throwing some petrol. That was the game changer for me. That's when things started changing for my life, So my point, why I'm saying this, many people are in diaspora and they are afraid of going back home, saying they got nothing to start with. It's only the pride, it's only the fear that we're afraid that other people we left back home, they're going to laugh at us and say, you went to diaspora, you came back with nothing. But when you came to diaspora, when you go to diaspora, you had nothing. You started difficult, but today you are somewhere. So if you can do that and go back home, with nothing, or maybe with the little that you have, you don't need to go with the raptures, big cars, then you can go show off that you got a lot of cash and stuff like that. No, you start somewhere until you grow up. That is the purpose why I'm telling you this story, my story. Because I came with nothing, it was difficult. So don't be afraid to go back home because you think that people are going to laugh at you. So I'm going to give it over to my wife. I've stoked some.
Hello guys, how are you? Okay. A very long time not talking to each other. It was a very busy holiday, guys. So we give you an apology for that. Because maybe we were waiting like we were doing morning, we release another video. At the evening, we release another video. Okay. We are very sorry for you guys, but now we need to come back with a bang.
Yes, with a bang.
So as Baba said, coming to starting everything is not easy. Starting everything is very difficult. So we need to learn to have perseverance. But anything, it's not like a one day thing. It needs years. It needs time. It needs to mature. it's like a pregnant. You start pregnant today, then you deliver after 1 year. So it's the same thing. If you want to go back home, it's not like you're going to kill yourself there. It's not like you're going to die tomorrow here in Zimbabwe. No. It's not like that. Other people, they just come in South Africa, for example, today, then tomorrow, they get a better job. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with you. If you are going to Zimbabwe, and the good part of Zimbabwe, there's no like these farms. There is nothing like that. If they are not more like this side. There is a lot of competition this side. Like if you get a job, you can't get a job like that easy. There's a lot of questions you need to. They need to ask you. Do you have papers? Where is your passport? Where is your these stressing stories they ask you? But when you are in your country, they just know where is your ID. Everyone put an ID in Zimbabwe. There is nothing like more questions than just waiting. If you want a job, if you don't need a job, you can start something. There's a lot of opportunities in our country.
Let me hold you a bit. Just a bit before I forget. And the good thing about our country, they don't ask papers, even to those foreigners who are in the country. They don't go and look for the foreigners and say we're looking for papers. We are a loving country. We love people who are there, who visit. We don't go questioning people. Because when you are there, you got the right to be there.
And that's all we need to do, guys. We need to those who are willing to go back home, don't get afraid. Don't listen to negativity. There's a plenty of negativities. They said, when you go today, what are you going to do? No, we are going to survive. Other people, they are planning to start building while they are still working. Yes, it's a good achievement also. Let's do building. Those Marpoma Basakanaka, let's start building. Let's start investing. Like, if you have got your own next job, there is no need to wake up tomorrow said I'm going. But if your heart tells you now it's high time, like if you prepare your things, because these things need to be prepared. Can I win a marry? But can also not marry just to swallow your pride and just to go and start to the drawing board and see why am I liking this and what is the cause? And you ask your inner side the questions so that they can talk to each other, the inner side and the outer. Vataurira nevanzisana kuti takadonhera papi, why ndakadonha, why isiri kuona something in this country. What if ndikadzokera kunyika kwangu, what am I going to do? Am I going to suffer the same thing I'm suffering this side? Sometimes we end up forcing ourselves, like forcing things. We see here, my guy, there is nothing we are doing this side. Let us go. If you are talking to yourself, you need to have answers to yourself. If you save your answers, which answers are good for you, for yourself? Because if you want to go outside of the beginning, start asking people. They said, what if I go back today? How can I get money? How can I get school fees for the kids?
Yes.
How can I sustain my, like, I was eating bread this side, what about that side? I can't afford to buy bread. Yes, you can't afford, but if you are doing like, you end up kutotenga chinhu zvaunenge chine.
Yes. You see, what I've realized about the negative thing that we have in Zimbabwe, or maybe our weakness, is like we live in a competition. We live in a competition, and we live life to show off. Most of us. That is the reason why most of the people are afraid to go back home. Yes, some of them, they don't have money, to go back home. So being in a competition is like when you are seeing other people developing, you'll be afraid to go back, especially your friends when they're developing, you'll be afraid to go back home because you feel like people are going to laugh at you, that you have wasted your time in diaspora. Of which that's not the case, because your life is your life. You live it by yourself, by your terms, by your goals, by everything. You were created yourself, by God, yourself, then you're going to die alone, you see. So don't live in a competition and don't live to show off. If you have made it, yes, that's great. That's amazing. But don't be afraid. Because most of the people are suffering in diaspora. As we speak right now, they're suffering. Some of them, they're questioning themselves, where are they going to get the rent money right now? Some of them are questioning themselves, where are they going to get food money? Some of them are quarreling in their marriages right now because the father is not doing enough, because money is not coming home. No food is on the table for the kids, because these people, yes, some they do have hope that they're gonna make it, but hope is not enough, guys. We have to make it happen. If you see that you wanna be in diaspora, then you have to push hard. You have to push hard. You have to create. You have to have a lot of side hustles. It's not like we are here just to get one employment, then we'll be fine, guys. Having a job, probably working in a restaurant, probably working in a better job, but always have a side hustle, something that you can lean back on, something that can bring you money on the side. Because tomorrow, if you have a job, you might wake up unemployed. What are you gonna do? Stress, depression in the family, especially our families, they start like complaining. We don't have that, we don't have this, So that is the thing why most of the people are afraid also to go back home, because they are afraid that they're gonna have to start life from the ground. They won't be able to sustain the current lifestyle they're having in diaspora. So they decide to stay here for good.
Especially at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people now, they lost their jobs.
Yes.
Because it's rare. Like maybe if you are a maid, or maybe if you are working in the restaurants, like January is a slow month. There is no money in January because the companies, they open in the middle of the month. So other people now, they like 5 to the full month. Now it's time to recheck their budgets. Is it necessary to have a maid, or we need to buy a machine that works like a maid that it will make easier for us? Maybe they don't have kids, they are only two. So now they need to research now. We need to cut this cost because sometimes it's unnecessary. We can do it by ourselves. So now you are now getting a depression now on January because they don't call you. They say we'll call you tomorrow. They give excuses, or maybe they tell you straight from your face with shaman. Now we don't need you. So if you did not prepare, if you were prepared, you just okay, it's fine. Then you will get your 1.5 with the transport. Then you go, because if the job lost, the rent money is lost. More because kids are now opening schools also in January. Even in Zimbabwe, especially in Zimbabwe, we need to have school fees. We need to have stationaries, a lot of stuff. Like in this country, we don't pay school fees, a lot of school fees. Just remember Malishoma, Nema books they get there from school. So you are now. Basara pay, well pay. Okay, what's a safe marriage? You are now going into depression, guys. So let's reshuffle our minds and see what is good for us.
Yes, I love the aspect of the cost when when your bosses start checking their budget and stuff like that. Sometimes when they start running out the money, you become a liability to them. You understand what I'm saying? So, guys, let's always be on the lookout for these things, because being in diaspora is gambling. It's winning or losing. So do not say that when you got a job today, you're gonna stay forever. Know that when you have a job, it's time for you to keep some money aside and start a side hustle. The main important thing is to start your side hustle, something that you're gonna manage it yourself, something that you're gonna own it yourself, so that when the other side turns dark, you're gonna jump to your side and you push it hard head on. Because you are running your own thing. You are calling the shots. Not like you're under somebody who's calling the shots, somebody who can get rid of you tomorrow. And when we are working and we are getting money, let's not forget to build back home, guys. Because there's a day whereby we are going back home, whether we like it or not. No matter how old we're going to be by that time. We're not going to stay here forever. We're going to go back home, either life or alive, You understand? But the thing is, like, you just have to have your own place. So don't forget. It's an advice that I'm giving, especially to the young guys who are enjoying drinking, clubbing, and all that other stuff. Yes, you can club, you can do all those things, but make sure that you do have a certain percentage that you can put aside for your building and stuff like that, or maybe for starting a business. Because there's nobody who's going to ring a bell for you that it's time for you to start things. Because the opportunity that you get today might run out anytime soon. So if you don't save, if you don't keep some money aside and plan for tomorrow, you're going to regret it when the day comes. You're going to end up saying, I was ahead, you're talking of the past now, but now you're nothing. Turn yourself into somebody by doing things. So guys, I know that my story inspired a lot of people because we came with nothing. So why are you afraid to go back with nothing? Don't live for people. But you've made it when you came to Diaspora. Some people have gone with nothing and they are making it back home. Wherever you go, you start with difficulties. But why are you afraid to go to your motherland and start with those difficulties? And the other thing why many people are returning back home and they go to the rural areas when they were living in the city, some of them, they are afraid of seeing meeting their friends when they're nothing. But when you see somebody got a GD6, they go straight to their friends. But when you got nothing, you start to go to the rural areas. Don't be afraid of anybody, guys. Your life is your life. You live by your terms. You are down today, tomorrow you're up. And you never know, maybe those friends you're afraid to see, maybe they're going to help you engage or put your head in the system, So don't neglect also the friend that you had back home because you're in diaspora. Keep talking to them because now they know the system. You don't know the system. The culture has changed for you. So you need people who are going to help you to walk, and see the reality of the country. Because Zimbabwe people are surviving. But it depends on how hungry do you want to survive when you're there.
Okay, guys, I think we've spoken now today with this topic. You just need to take one or two ideas or one or two something you learn and you can reuse it. Also write in the comment section what you think about this topic. Also write something for us so that we can also learn from you guys. And we thank you all our subscribers. We need more subscribers. Sorry for not posting every day like I said in the first week. We are sorry, guys. We know that we give you we give you a lot of hunger because we're not talking to you. To those who were scared to build in the rural areas, do you see Mighty Tish is there in the rural area? He's a big influencer, a big content creator, a big anything what you want to call him. Also, another one, Madam Boss. Do you see yesterday? Maybe this week. Yesterday, Madam Boss was posting her raw home. She bought her raw home in Marondera there. So she's starting to have projects there. So don't get discouraged, guys. When I know that Zimbabwe every day, they see the value of raw area. So who are you to be left out? So everyone, let's go on one way, guys. Let's go and start something everywhere. We need to make these raws. We need to give these raws value.
And what I like about the rural is there is enough land to do whatever that you want. There is enough land to create business. Look at Kwateri. He's in the rural. Look at what he's created. You see most of the tourists are actually visiting there. So when you are busy in diaspora and you say you don't know what you're going to do when you go back home, my brother, it's an insult to me. It's an insult to those people who are doing it. Because your lack of vision is killing you. But if you have vision, you can go and make it big. That land that you have in the raw areas, you can turn it into heaven. It's in the vision. And some of the things, you just have to use the natural resources around that place. Trees, whatever, You don't need, like, yes, you can invest a little bit of money there, but most of the stuff is natural resources. You can build yourself like older houses, like the huts, just like what Terry. There's nothing, no special houses there. It's just like those huts, those kind of huts we had back in the areas we're having, and you just made some tweaks inside to make it happen. So if you say that there's nothing you can do, you are lying to yourself, guys. So, guys, until next time, we thank you. And keep subscribing and comment in the comment section. If you have been like emotionally touched by my story, say something in the comment section. Because I know most of the people who came to South Africa, went to Diaspora, they had experienced a lot of difficulties. And some of them are now successful. They started somewhere. I know those other people who came after us, came to us. They never experienced quite any difficulties because we already had some channels. We already opened some doors. We already had some people we can talk to so that they can get jobs. I know many of those people are the ones who can talk, this kind of thing. But those who came first in Diaspora, those who created the foundation are the people who face the difficulties, guys. So in the comment section, let's hear those who came first, guys. What hate you faced when you came here? And what can you share with the people that you think they all can learn from it? And what do you say about going back home and invest in Zimbabwe? Especially in the rural land. Yes, in town you can do that. But you start from the rural, then you go to the urban. Background, rural, urban. That's my strategy. That's how I see you can make it happen. Because in rural, there are a lot of requirements, a lot of costs that are there, but start production there. Then when you start getting some money, then you go build in the urban area. So guys, until next time, we thank you.